Let's take 1 sec. I think I lost some blood just from hearing what Urahara just said. Let me take some blood. Okay, all kidding aside, this chapter has one of my favorite characters in it. Urahara, I gotta say, this guy is just a freaking genius. Not to mention, he is honestly one of the funniest, most hilarious people in Bleach. So it starts off with Chengdu coming, saying, His Majesty said, to kill the ones you stole the Bankai from. And so, we see the Bankai being used. And like I have called in the past chapters, Jabba Hawk will be using Yamamoto's Bankai. Like I called it. So now we see people using Bankais against them. Just like we saw Soifon's Bankai using against her, I'm pretty sure, in that explosion. Got some of that blood in my mouth. Oh, candy. Anyways. And then we saw the guy, Kongdu. We'll call him CD. CD. So basically, CD basically used Hitsuga's Bankai against him to a point. It looked like he had a slash going on him, but he wasn't hit yet. So I don't know what the hell that drawing was. But he's laying there, and Matsumoto, she looks dead. So is she dead or is she just what? Because she's just, I would hate for Matsumoto to die, but she better not be dead, man. Kubo, you're really starting to piss people off now, killing some of the people. Yeah, we got Omaida sitting there with next to the thing. So I'm curious to why he got that. So I actually see it this way. What if Omaida has a Bankai? He's looking at it. We don't know where the fuck Soifon is. He just looks at it like he just might touch it and be like, Bankai. All of a sudden we got Bankai Omaida, fucking slamming his mace down, causing huge ass explosions. It's like that's just the best thing we need right now. It'll be very interesting too. Anyways, so we get a little joking around. He's like, "Oh no, don't turn my communication off," as it was about to be turned off. But Kisuke opens up the Sokaimon and peers out of the door, and it's just, oh, I'm just kidding. And it's like, I think, I actually think I know why Grimmjow's also there, because Kisuke was working on the little disc, but who was that shadow figure? He was all covered up in shadow. We only saw his feet. So that could be Kisuke was actually testing on Grimmjow to prove how it's a poison against Quincy's. So this could show all of a sudden, someone's getting beat or whatever, and then boom, Grimmjow's there. That'd be freaking awesome. I love Grimmjow. Although I love Yukiura a lot more. I would love for him to come back, but he's not, unfortunately. Anyways, so, I'm pretty sure Kisuke will stand there with Grimmjow there and whatever. So anyways, we see he figured out how hollows and bankais and all that crap is all kind of somewhat tied together and also not at the same time. So almost like a yin yang. They're similar because they can be stolen, but they can't be stolen because one's a poison. And so they're getting this pill that allows them to protect against, which basically is a pill that allows them to retake their bankai and hollow-fies them slightly. Which I'm guessing no one knows. It could be probably Yukiura. We don't know. Or maybe even some of Grimmjow's spiritual power. And obviously, because this is how he was saying, they would also protect from your Bankai being stolen. Meaning it has a hollow power in it. So it's hollow-fied. So all the captains are going to be hollow-fied. Senji, we don't have to worry about, so technically he's already hollow-fied. And that explains why Ichigo was not hollow-fied, because, well, technically, Zangetsu, originally, before we even saw him, we didn't see Zangetsu until Hollow Ichigo appeared, meaning Hollow Ichigo merged with the real Zangetsu. So we don't know what the real Zangetsu looks like. We just know Zangetsu and Hollow Ichigo are in one. They become the yin-yang mixture, whatever you want to call it. And so basically, because of that, and his inner hollow, Ichigo's cannot be stolen ever, at all. Nothing. He just can't. So all those captains that are now, that used to be Vizards, they're fine. You don't have to worry about them, of course. Which is probably why Kubo hasn't showed them, because they're not going to get their ass handed, because they just can't be stolen. The same would have to go with Aizen, even though I think his Zanbakuto is probably merged to the point of his body, almost like Fairy Tail or whatever. He doesn't have to have a sword, or he just has to get a new sword. We don't know yet. So we will find out later, but this chapter, basically start off with, Kisuke explaining how, the Quincy's cannot have, how Quincy's, when the Quincy kills something like a Hollow, the Hollow vanishes forever. Well, that's the alleged story. We don't really know anymore. Since things kind of changed a little bit, we're learning a little more. And we find out that the same thing with Hollows. They do it to a Quincy, the Quincy's are gone for good. And so the whole, Quincy power or Hollows cannot intermix. And what about Ichigo? I want to learn a little more about that. But then we hear all about this, and all the captains get their little pills. Excuse me, there's a little joking here and there. Omaeda gets his. They got the little drug, and I'm wondering maybe he might have some kind of thing, because, you never know. So, hopefully we'll get to see this happening. We'll see if Omaeda actually got some kind of power. But anyways, this chapter was just it was fairly normal pace. It wasn't slow. It wasn't too slow. It wasn't too fast, or it wasn't too slow. It wasn't too long. It was just right. It was filled with great amount of detail. We learned something really valuable about the Quincy's, and that would help aid the Shinigami, because now it may be a war, but they're not getting the ass handed to them. Now it's about even, or should be. Hitsugai is going to get up, he's going to go on his emo rage, like I always say he does, and then he's going to beat the guy because it's like, oh, I have my Bankai. But it still won't matter, because you still got Busby over there with his flames, apparently, that are able to withstand Yamamoto's flames, and he only had to use one finger. Now he's using 2 fingers. For all you know, he might use all 10 fingers. We don't know. Point is, or just his palm, The point is, Bankai is a good thing. Doesn't mean it's an instant win. And a lot of people are going to think, oh, they got Bankai. No, it's not an instant win. It just helps them survive a little longer. You got people that are a little hollow-fied for a tiny bit, probably completely. But overall, they're not that powerful. They need, if these Shinigami legitimately are going to win, they need some logical explanation why, or they just need to use the logic and use a Kido. Let's say, you're a fire user. Why not mix your fire with Kido? Urahara is powerful and just as Shikai, because he can use Kido. He is he's one of the strongest. Why? Not just because he's smart, because he uses Kido, because he's smart, and how he uses it. So if people were to use Kido in intelligent ways, then mixing their Bankais with Kido and all their spiritual power would have been completely amazing. And, they need to kind of do that a little bit, but they don't. And that's the thing. They need to start using Kido more, because Kido are completely underestimated. But anyways, this is my chapter, or my chapter review, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This was Bleach, this was Bleach 552. I hope you guys enjoy this chapter. I give it a 10 out of 10, just mostly because of Urahara, but just not because I'm fanboy, but just there's a lot of detail in it, and that's good. So anyways, I'm Shisco. As always, have a good day.